Hey, it's Craig here. It's Global Accessibility Awareness Day 2019, and in this video I want to show you a little bit about Siri shortcuts. And Shortcuts is an app that's on any iOS device, so your iPad, your iPhone, and what Shortcuts does is it lets you create these really interesting little shortcuts, or these little connections between different apps, different processes on your device to let you do really interesting little life hacks. So I showed one on another video for World Autism Awareness Day where one of the shortcuts was that you could say, hey Siri, how Siri's going to do it now for me, how long does it take to get to work? And the device will think, well, where are you now and where do you need to go? And then it will calculate the time and tell you. So really interesting little shortcuts. And within the Shortcuts app, there is a gallery of curated shortcuts that fit in with particular themes or particular things you might like to do. And something that's incredibly cool is there is an accessibility gallery within Shortcuts for Global Accessibility Awareness Day. And so if we go into that, we can have a look at all the shortcuts that are there. And if you see one that you like, you can just tap on it and add it to your gallery of shortcuts. And so I just thought I'd show you a couple that really stand out for me as being very interesting. One is this clipboard, a GIF mood. I always go say GIF, but GIF mood I think is the way you're supposed to say it. So I've added that to my library, and if we go into that, I can, here we go, clipboard GIF mood. One of the things you do in Shortcuts is you can set up a phrase, so a Siri phrase, so when you say that to Siri, it'll activate this shortcut. You can see my Siri phrase there is find my mood. So I'll show you it in action because I think this is just remarkable. You say, hey Siri, find my mood.
Running your shortcut. That's done.
Awesome. Now I'm going to just say it. Excited. And as you can see, now it has brought up all these GIFs that show what excited looks like. Now this might be one of those things that you think, well, GIFs, that's fine. We've been able to do those within iMessage or Twitter and such for quite a while now. But you think about this from an accessibility standpoint, and within my field of autism education, to be able to have a student bring up a whole category, a whole catalogue of GIFs that are these animated real life expressions of the way that people actually look when they're excited, and they're often a bit dramatic, so they are actually what the emotion is meant to be. That is a very, very powerful thing. When we used to teach about emotions to students in the classroom, we would get magazines and we would say, let's find all of the people who look happy. Let's cut those out and put them on a poster. Let's find all the people who look sad. And now, there's apps that do that in some part, that they have what it looks like to be happy, what it looks like to be excited or scared, but they're often just, a graphic of one person's face, or the range of expressions is just not that great. Whereas with this, you can say the mood that you want, and you just get thousands of examples of that mood, which in terms of teaching children how to generalize emotions, expressions by seeing how that's represented and manifested across a whole range of people. I'm going to do it once more because I like it so much. Oops. I just turned off screen recording on my device. Let me just go back in to start that again so I can show you next door. Here we go, what's happening. Hey Siri, find my mood.
That's done.
I'm going to talk again. Amazed. And then we got all the all the expressions of what it looks like to be amazed. You can then tap that, so I could tap on an expression there and then click done, and that will actually copy that to the clipboard, so I could then go into a text message app or whatever and then actually paste that picture. So I could go into iMessage or Twitter or whatever and paste that GIF. Very, very cool. I just want to show you another example of the shortcuts that are in the accessibility gallery. And this is a what do I need shortcut. So I'll just read out the description. It says easily choose phrases identified by emojis that allow you to quickly articulate how you feel and what you need. And then when you've got this shortcut on here, this is not one that you would necessarily activate with Siri, the voice activated. It might just be, you'd think it might be for a student who, or an individual who has trouble communicating or verbalizing their needs, or might not know exactly the words to say in a particular situation. They can just tap on the what do I need shortcut, and as you can see here, it brings up a range of needs. It might be that there's just too many people here. It's represented by emojis for different levels of literacy to be able to recognize the emoji that links with the need, and then tap that.
There are too many people here. I am feeling overwhelmed.
And then it can read that out to a friend or a parent or whomever, an educator, whoever needs to hear that particular need. So you think that in itself is like a really simplified AAC, alternative and augmentative communication tool built in as a shortcut using emojis to help express a particular need, which again, I just think is fantastic. So I do encourage you to go into the shortcuts for accessibility gallery, have a look at the different options there. Mood journal, one more mood journal I want to show you, because emotional regulation for me has always been one of the the things that I'm most interested in terms of working with students to help them to develop that capacity. So we've got a mood journal. I'll just check the Siri phrase I set up for that is record my mood. So this is just a built-in mood recording journaling tool that's a part of iOS. So it doesn't need an app. It's just something that now I can say, hey Siri, record my mood.
Running your shortcut.
It runs the shortcut. Now I want to say it, so I'll talk my answers. What is the situation you are in? I am recording a video. What are your thoughts and feelings? I feel excited and optimistic. How are you wanting to act? With gratitude and confidence. What advice would someone give me? Just be yourself. What is keeping you from doing what you know you should be doing? So this is if it was, say, a challenging time that I was having. For me, it would be prioritizing time management. And rate your feelings. I feel great. I'm going to go full 10. And then it's got the text there that you can see of time-stamped when I have recorded my emotion. I'll just click done. And now I can save that into my notes. And I could have a particular folder where I keep my mood journaling notes. And then I can go back through there and see the sort of patterns, the sort of things that I might be able to identify about when I feel good, when I'm not feeling so good, and to be able to work out some strategies to help to regulate and support those sorts of needs. So that's just a shortcut that's built in to iOS as part of shortcuts. So I've said it before, I'll say it again, go into shortcuts for accessibility and check out the gallery and have a little play and see what would suit you, might suit friends and family or students that you work with. It's very, very cool, and yeah, something very special for Global Accessibility Awareness Day. Thanks for watching, and we'll chat soon.